Rhode suggested the movie Donnie Darko. Written and directed by Richard Kelly. This was released October 26th of 2001. And it debuted at Sundance on January 19th of 2001. Budget of $4.5 million. And it made $7.5 million at the box office. This was bankrolled by a company called Flower Films, which is owned by Drew Barrymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Doug says he would agree with an 8. So. All right. Now, movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal as Donnie Darko, Holmes Osborne as Eddie Darko, his father, Maggie Gyllenhaal as his sister Elizabeth Darko, Davy Chase as his sister Samantha Darko, Mary McDonald as his mother Rose, James Duvall as Frank the Rabbit, and Frank Anderson, who's also Elizabeth's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Swayze as Jim Cunningham, who's like a self-help guru who has a deep, dark secret. Seth Rogen in one of his first roles.
Yes.
As Ricky Danforth, who's just a douchebag bully at school.
Mm-hmm. He's a douchebag assistant.
Yeah, douchebag assistant.
Correct.
Yeah, pretty much. Jolene Purdy as Sharita Chen, who's an anomaly, a chubby Asian girl.
Yeah,
But
whatever. Beth Grant as Kitty Farmer. Jenna Malone as Gretchen Ross.
which one was she?
That was
the old lady.
No, Gretchen was his girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
Gretchen
You're right.
was Donnie's
Okay,
girlfriend.
Gretchen. All right.
David Moreland as Principal Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Wiley as Dr. Kenneth Monatoff.
That was interesting to see that.
I was shocked. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, where do I know him from?
ER.
And then I went, oh, ER.
Yep.
Drew Barrymore as Karen Pomeroy,
Mm-hmm.
the
English teacher.
the quirky English teacher.
Yes.
Patience Cleveland as Roberta Sparrow. That's the old lady.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then Catherine Ross as Dr. Lillian Thurman, who's Donnie's psychologist. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh, what? What do you want me to say here?
You go for it.
Just
Okay.
Oh, you're not going to recap the film?
No. I'll do it.
How?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now you brought that up. I felt that this movie was 3 scripts that someone put into a shuffler.
No, I'm gonna. Well, when we get to the end of it, when we get to the end of this, I'll tell you exactly why I think this happened.
This starts with what the fuck's the kid's
Starts with
name?
Donnie sleepwalking outside.
Yes, he sleepwalks outside and he wakes up on a fucking golf course.
No, he was on the road on the side of a mountain.
Oh, that's right. No,
Like it was like Jim Thorpe. It was like
he wrecked, and then he goes home.
yeah. Which
but has shit with the family and stuff like that.
now, if you notice, which comes in later, which is weird, as he's driving home that morning, the Trans Am passes him.
Yeah.
I
didn't
know.
notice that.
I noticed the goofy shit in the movie. It's like, and I didn't think that was going to be a callback.
Yeah. But they start, they're sitting around a table, bullshitting, having
Well,
dinner.
hang on, Frank. When he's outside, he meets Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He meets Frank the Rabbit. And Frank tells him that the world is going to end in precisely 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Well, that was the golf course thing.
That's when he got up in the middle of the night and he went outside.
Yeah, because they go and they have breakfast. They're calling each other fuckwits and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's before the sleepwalking incident.
Yeah.
But the sleepwalk happens the first night, and that's when he meets Frank. The rabbit tells him the world's going to end, blah, 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 this, that, and everything else.
Writes it on his arm.
Yes. And then he wakes up on the golf course, putting, and he comes home only to find something happen to his house.
Well, a jet engine crashed.
But that was where we first see Patrick Swayze. And I was like, oh, Patrick Swayze in the movie, too.
Oh, that's right. He was one of the golfers.
And I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I first I'm like, no, that's not him.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the cast. I'm like, fuck, it was him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Then before he gets home, the engine just destroys his bedroom and seems like most of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the FAA does not know the origin of the fucking
Plane.
offending engine.
Yeah,
Correct.
so they have this very Men in Black type situation.
Yeah.
Like nobody's allowed to talk about nothing. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. So, like, Donnie continues to have these weird visions of Frank, and they take him to the psychotherapist. Okay. She thinks that he's detached from reality and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I'm going to be completely fucking honest. This movie is 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
It felt like 9.
Yes,
It took me 2 nights to watch it.
I
4.
well, I was putting off watching this because I didn't have 2 hours to sit down and watch it. So I watched it last night.
Oh,
because
yeah. Tell the story.
I told Lisa, I said, look, this is a 2 hour, 15-minute movie. I got to start watching it at least by 8 so I get it just done. So I'm going to watch it, I finally have time. Well, I find out at 6 o'clock yesterday my mother-in-law is going to stay over. So I'm like,
Oh, brother.
Yes.
I'm like, well, there goes that. So I had to watch it on my computer with my headphones on. And like an hour into it, I was like, I checked and I was like, I'm only an hour into this. I seem like I've been sitting here all night.
Yeah.
And the best part, well, as I'm trying to concentrate on the concept of this movie, I keep getting interrupted of how the fucking electric kettle works and shit like that. It's like, just go ask somebody else. Because this movie it hurt my brain.
Mine too.
Yes, it did.
After I was done watching it, I watched an episode of Doctor Who. My first episode of Doctor Who I ever watched just to unscrew myself.
And Doctor Who's a mind fuck.
Yeah, you would have loved this guy. He's the 5th Doctor, carries a cricket bat. So,
Right up your alley.
Right up my alley.
yeah. So,
Anyway, back to the movie. So, I'm just going to kind of fucking zip through this.
yeah.
Through all this shit, Frank keeps influencing Donnie during his sleepwalking
Yes.
escapades.
And then asked him if he believes in time travel.
Yeah,
Of all fucking things. Like, whoa.
Yes. Well, so he tells Donnie to flood the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he breaks a water main. Okay. And then,
And somehow puts an axe into a bronze statue.
yeah.
I can get with the time travel stuff, but where did he get super strength?
Right. So the time travel thing comes up, and he goes and talks to Noah Wiley's character.
Correct.
And he tells her Donnie about Roberta Sparrow, and gives Donnie a copy of this book, that she wrote.
Yeah, the philosophy of time travel.
Yes. So he becomes convinced that time travel is real. In the interim, Mrs. Pomeroy, Drew Barrymore's character, ends up getting fired because she's not down with Jim Cunningham, the self-help guru, like the fucking gym teacher.
Well,
is.
I just thought that she was like more of a liberal.
Well, and she was. It seemed like a private school.
It was.
And she was having them read certain books that other people
Yeah.
didn't approve.
And when they say, well, we're the PTA, we don't ban books. Hey, how topical is that shit? It's like holy shit.
But well, back to the Patrick Swayze character,
yeah.
Jim Cunningham. So he's giving a speech on he's doing his self-help thing at the school, as set up by Kitty Farmer, the gym teacher. And while this is going on, Donnie breaks into his house and lights the joint on fire.
Well,
was-
he
no, wait, no.
he did that during the dance competition.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was during the
Because
dance
well,
competition.
this is where I finished night number 1, when Donnie got up and basically called him a fucking fraud,
Yeah.
and then got pulled away.
But yeah, because he also, when he saw like what he was teaching, the teachings were absolute bullshit.
Yes.
When he said that, and I agree with the character, it's like everything is like, oh, it's either fear or love. You have to put things in two categories.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't be binary about this. And I really was agreeing with a lot of the character was very smart.
Yes.
He knew his shit, and I like that.
Yeah. Donnie was a very smart character.
And what happened? Him and Gretchen went to go see the Evil Dead 2.
No, it's the first Evil Dead.
Okay,
the very first Evil Dead.
Okay. Then it was playing Halloween or something
Yeah.
stupid like that. And she falls asleep. Oh, he found out where this guy lived. He found out where Cunningham lived because he found his wallet.
Yeah.
And the scenario we had when he was kicked out of class was you found a wallet.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's like these weird little things they throw into the script.
Yeah. But anyway, while the movie was playing and his girlfriend was sleeping, Frank appears again and convinces him to go burn down Cunningham's house.
Yep. And tells him to take off the mask, and he's like, his eye is all fucked up.
Yes, his right eye is fucked up.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And we'll figure out why later on.
Yes. So he goes, tortures the house while this dance competition's going on, and he comes back, and his girlfriend wakes up, and it's like nothing fucking happened.
Right.
Hey, I was at the fucking movies.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that they found
a whole big bad secret in the basement.
Yeah. Something we're not going to say it because I don't want to get
Yes,
fucking
exactly. But it is
CP.
It is the worst of the big bad stuff.
And this guy is working with kids on
Right.
a dance club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Patrick Swayze. Of all the people you're going to get to play
How about
a
it?
fucking scumbag,
Yeah.
you get Swayze. Anyway, way to anti-typecast, I got to say that.
Yeah. Also, when the kid was in the lecture asking him about fighting, I really thought I was going to turn an adult in there for a second. I really did. I saw it.
Well, when we get to the final thoughts.
Yeah.
Anyway. So now, since we find out that Jim Cunningham is a scumbag, now Kitty, who's like the leader of the dance team,
Yep.
or like the
head of the
head of the dance
head coach
team,
and everything.
she can't go to L.A. with the team to go on Star Search because she has to defend Jim Cunningham.
And she believes this all was a conspiracy. Again, topical. I mean,
yeah,
she would rather go to the person she admits she hates the most
yeah,
than and go to this dirtbag's trial.
right.
Which again was like, wow, you're actually telling this person you're terrible when you are the one. Wow, I mean, it was like, that character was terrible.
So now Donnie's home alone with his older sister.
Well, I gotta say, when they're leaving, when the mother and the sister are leaving, and I saw where they were going, I'm like, oh, I have an idea of where this film began. I put the pieces together right then.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were flying out to L.A. to the dance competition.
Yeah.
Right. About as subtle as my cricket bat. Anyway, so Donnie and Elizabeth are home alone. Elizabeth got accepted to Harvard. So they more pretentious bullshit. Oh wait, did I foreshadow what my final thoughts are?
Well,
Anyway, so they fucking throw a big party, and then Donnie and Gretchen decide to go and visit Mrs. Sparrow.
Correct.
And happen to stumble on a burglary. Okay, between Seth Rogen and the other douchebag, like the lead douchebag.
yeah.
And they get knives pulled on them and yada yada yada. So now the Camaro,
The Trans Am.
Trans Am, comes speeding up the lane, and they swerve to miss one person and end up running Gretchen over,
Correct.
killing her.
Yep.
Yes.
Driver gets out. It's the bunny. It's Frank the bunny.
Yep.
Takes the fucking mask off, and it's Frank, Elizabeth's boyfriend.
Correct. Who wore that costume to the Halloween party?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now Donnie shoots Frank. Where? In the right eye.
Yes.
Like Bill said before.
Yeah. Again, hurt the head.
So, let's fucking put a bow on this.
Yeah, because...
Well, yeah, bottom line is he carries her home, puts him in the trunk of his mom's car, and they drive somewhere overlooking, and he sees this fucking...
A vortex over his house.
Yeah, vortex over his house.
Yeah,
But
it looked like he wrecked the car. Because he's sitting on the car. It looks like he's in a ditch.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Yeah.
The Taurus.
The Taurus wagon.
Yes.
But, so, there's a vortex over the house. And now we're back in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Donnie's laying in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's home. And now you see the fucking jet engine come through the roof. Wow. Who didn't fucking see that this was all a dream coming?
Was it a dream?
It wasn't necessarily a dream. It was all like a what if scenario.
Yeah, but I don't know because everybody seemed to wake up and
and
remember what Jim Cunningham was crying uncontrollably. Frank showed he was like rubbing his eye. Because he was fine.
I don't even fucking know.
It's I don't.
But the final scene that Donnie's mom and his girlfriend acted like they kind of recognized each other, but
Yeah.
from where?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But hi. This movie made my fucking head hurt.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, that's why I said. I mean, I had to. And I said it looked like it was a time travel movie mixed with a smart kid movie, mixed with a kid with kind of mental problems movies. It was all over the place. But everything connected.
Did Frank come back in time?
Everything came back in time.
Yeah.
Like everything.
What? All right. What? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
I mean, this was not an enjoyable movie. I don't know why it has a cult following. I got to give it a thumbs down.
Okay.
It was just,
Jim?
It just seemed like a mishmash of shit all throughout. The only good thing about this was some of the cast and some of the music that was played. It opens up with In Excess.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Finish up.
But I am going to go with a thumbs down.
Okay. Now, my final thoughts. This movie makes no fucking sense at all. The acting was decent. The plot sucked ass. What fucking semblance of a plot there was. Like Bill said, it's like 3 different fucking movies going on here.
Yeah.
The ending was completely predictable. Completely fucking predictable. That it was all, this is what really happened. He wasn't sleepwalking when the fucking jet engine came through. Mm-hmm. Saw that one coming like Ron Jeremy. This movie comes off as pretentious art house. I'm fresh out of film school and I'm smarter than you. Pompous bullshit. Come to find out, this was this motherfucker's first film.
Yes.
Out of film school.
He was writing it for a while. He couldn't get anyone to do it.
No, he wouldn't let anybody do it.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
He refused. He insisted on directing this hunk of shit himself. Couldn't get funding for this because everybody in Hollywood said it makes no fucking sense. And finally, Drew Barrymore says, you know what? My company will throw $4.5 million up. Let's put it out. I don't know why, but this movie, it has this fucking big cult following.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. This movie was fucking painful to watch. This, I forgive you, motherfuckers. I forgive you for making me watch Days of Thunder.
Oh,
This gets the finger.
Oh, that's a rare one. That's a rare one. I gotta say that.
Egan,
Yeah.
Egan, nothing but love, buddy, but this is fucking terrible.
Everybody has one bad film in their pantheon.
Yeah. I mean, if you dig it, good on you. Couldn't fucking do it, man. This shit was... It took me 4 fucking sittings to get through this.
wow.
It was bad. I'm sitting there watching this going, this makes no fucking sense. My head hurts. I can't fucking do it. I'm done.
I was waiting for it to come together. I really was. Like, there was things I didn't understand. It's like, he seemed like he was unpopular for the most part in school.
Of course he was unpopular.
So how does an unpopular person fill a fucking house for a party? Even the mid-popular people.
His sister did. But no, but of course he was unpopular. This pretentious asshole who wrote this, he's got to be unpopular because he was unpopular. Fuck this movie in the ass with a fucking mackerel. I'm sorry, Egan.